Hi Pisces, I hope that you're all doing well. This reading is going to be for you as far as what's unfolding over the next 5 days. Yes, your next 5 days. We're starting off first with the Ace of Swords. Things can feel crisp when we have the Ace of Swords. This means too that you can feel very set on a plan. I'm seeing Ace of Swords and I'm seeing Two of Wands. What this means is that now you can go forward with a plan, or now you know what a plan is, or this can feel like finally a plan can be made and maybe it couldn't be made before, or maybe you didn't have the information you needed, or maybe it wasn't time. Now feels very much like, okay, I can finally move forward with this, or things are finally moving forward, or I can finally take the next steps now. This can even feel like a breakthrough of some sort when it comes to a plan that you have or that you are in the midst of creating. Like a barrier not being there anymore. I'm seeing very much looking to the future, so you can feel like you're not being held back any longer, if that was the feeling before. Also, too, something that I'm seeing with the Ace of Swords is kind of reminding me of the Sword and the Stone, because this Ace of Swords has these gems around it, but it's reminding me of that story about like having to wiggle the sword out. I don't remember what like the punchline of that story is, but that's just coming to mind here with this. Maybe there was something where like you couldn't force a plan, like things had to fall into place and be ready when it's time for that to actually happen, and now you can move forward with something. But before, if you were trying to force it, you could have felt like you were getting absolutely nowhere. You can still be holding on a bit. Why? I want to know why we have this Four of Pentacles. You feel like you're having a breakthrough. What is the Four of Pentacles doing here? Four of Pentacles can just be something that you don't intend to let go of. Maybe it feels like now you're able to do something that you've been wanting to do and that you just didn't give up and didn't let go of it. Because Four of Pentacles doesn't have to be you getting in your own way. Like sometimes the Four of Pentacles is necessary to say, hey, no, this is something that matters to me. I want to keep this, or I want to hold on to this even. And when it comes to a plan, maybe this was like you needed to not give up on a plan that you had and to really see this through. Now you're getting an opportunity to actually act this out, whereas maybe before you weren't. It's like you had the lines there ready, but it wasn't your scene yet, and now your scene is coming up and you know the lines and you know them well, and this was something that you intended. It just, everybody else, it was their turn before. Now it feels like it's my turn. I definitely am seeing this Four of Pentacles like in a really positive manner. When I say positive, I mean like this is gonna give you something that you've been doing things in this way. I feel like I want to check my phone. Maybe some of you, you're gonna get like a notification or something like that, or like a message. I'm seeing something go successfully for you. This feels like you didn't give up, you didn't let it go. This could have been too that you needed to really be like very determined, because I see Four of Pentacles as being kind of like this Taurian Capricorn sort of, I'm not giving up, this is really something that I want, I'm gonna make it happen. And there could have been something in 3D going on that you had to really hold on to, maybe like a dream or a plan of yours, or something that felt like this isn't something that I want to release. I want this to still be part of my storyline. And it feels really like this is a time where you gain success off of like your determination and your ability to like keep some type of plan stable, to not let it be like influenced or corrupted by something maybe not being time yet. And now that the time has come, you can do this now. Like things can move forward now. It's like things heating back up. There can be a part of you that's concerned about how things in a 3D way, though, are going to actually like support this for you. It's weird because I'm kind of seeing both of these things happen where like I'm seeing stuff going successfully for you. I'm seeing there be but like I'm not gonna let this go. I'm holding on to what's important to me while still remaining pliable with what's going on. So there's an adaptability here. Because if in this Four of Pentacles card, you see somebody stretching here, like this person looks athletic. This is about pliability while still maintaining stuff and keeping it stable. And this can even be like stabilizing yourself here. And then things proving successful because of that. Like there is victory, there is success with both the balance and the alternating between keeping something stable and then also remaining flexible and knowing when to do what. When do I need to be flexible? When do I need to hold things together? And it feels like you sort of mastering something having to do with that polarity. It's like in astrology, when you look at a birth chart, how there is an axis point, like the first house connects with the 7th house, or the 6th house connects with the 12th house. It's like an axis point. I'm seeing it be like a polarity that you can see. So with this Four of Pentacles, it feels like the balance between when to like hold on to something and not budge and hold it together. And that's one end. And then the other one is like learning when you need to be flexible, when to be adaptable, when that other thing isn't going to move, and so you have to be the one to move, versus when to know when to be immovable. And this can even be like in your mindset. This can be about not giving up, because we have an Ace here and we have Wands here as well. We have an Ace of Swords here. So this can maybe be something mentally, like not giving up something mentally, but also not being deterred by maybe they're needing to be flexible given the situation that you're in. And then also too with the Wands, it can be maybe needing to like keep this intention or keep this passion or this excitement alive that you have for something. And then shifting over to that Four of Pentacles feels like not giving up, like really holding on to something, but in a way where that actually benefits you. You're not resisting the flow of things because you're learning when you can healthfully have a preference versus when it is necessary for you to be flexible. And then the success that comes from that with the Six of Wands here. It shows like you're bending when you need to bend, and you're holding it together when you need to hold it together. And I definitely see this as being really progressive. I see it as you reading the energetic room, and that you see things working out because of this. Now I'm also seeing the Five of Pentacles here, and Five of Pentacles can be the stuff that feels concerning to you, and then I'm also seeing Eight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So this can be the stuff where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work out, or like how deep is your faith really when it comes to things happening, especially how things align physically in 3D. And what's going on sort of energetically for you. Like if you have these intentions, if you have plans, if you have stuff going on, stuff that you want to make happen even, and then you're looking around like, do I have enough resources for that? Whatever those resources may be. It can be a time when this sort of comes up. If we have Six of Wands, why do we have five? I kind of feel like Six of Wands shows things working out for you, and like what you're doing being successful. But then Five of Pentacles feels like still being concerned sometimes, or like still falling back into like, what if it doesn't though? So even though I'm seeing things be working out, sometimes maybe you slip into a space where you're like, but what if this time it doesn't? Even though I'm not seeing that be the case, but you can see, if you sort of keep track of how things have been going this whole time, you can say like, oh, things really have been working out. Whether I worried or believed, like things worked out anyway. And so this Six of Wands shows something, again, working out for you, like something going well, that like you still didn't give up, that you're still holding on to it, that you still are pushing through and doing your thing here, not letting go of the stuff that's important to you. And then having that Six of Wands shows like, look at how successful that is, that you didn't give up, that you keep holding, that you're learning how to be flexible here. And then this Five of Pentacles feels like maybe just the stuff that you in particular worry about. Like, yeah, things are going well, but there's always that chance that it may not. Like, there can be just something going on where it really tests your faith. And maybe this is also something you're realizing. Maybe you're making that connection. I can worry and worry and worry, but what I see is that when my behavior is not reflective of that worry, when my behavior is actually reflective of my faith, how things do work out. And that this can be a breakthrough that you're having. You're like, as much as I worry about stuff, when I keep doing my thing and I keep trusting that it works out, I do see that end up happening. So like, why am I bothering to go down that way, like down that alley, if I don't have to? It kind of feels like recognizing that you having a lack of faith and a concern about things from a space of fear, how that's just sort of a programming that I think at this point you may be deprogramming. You may be realizing like, that's not in my reality. Things are working out for me. But yeah, it can be something that maybe you look back and is something from when you were small, like when you were younger, where there was some type of anxiety or fear around, like there wasn't going to be enough of something or whatever, and that can be something that you sort of took on. Meanwhile, you're looking at things where you haven't given up on them, you see them being successful, and then you're like, I don't need to be carrying that with me. So yeah, maybe it's a time when you just like throw the Five of Pentacles out the window. Especially when it comes from, because we see the Ace of Swords above, which is like a mental thing, an awareness thing, over top of stuff having to do with your environment, your circumstances. You can just be seeing a relationship here that you're getting more familiar with. I do feel like there are times when you sink into the Five of Pentacles where you can like question your faith or feel like it falters a little bit. But what you see is that when you don't give up and you keep doing your thing here, it works out. And that really being what this is showing to you. So it's like, why do you need to waste your time worrying about stuff when it keeps working out for you? Unless you want to. And then you recognize that that's your own choice. That the Five of Pentacles is kind of like when the devil sneaks up behind you and is like, what if things don't work out? Like, what if, it's just like all that whispering in your ear, like all the fears that come up. And this feels like a moment where you're sort of seeing through that of like, what do I have to worry about when things keep working out? If I keep doing things in this way, I see that things keep working out and they're fine. So why do I need to worry about it? Why do I need to question that? Why do I need to question my faith? Why do I need to believe that I'm limited in this circumstance when I keep seeing that things do work out? And maybe realizing too, just the limitations that you put on yourself in this situation. Because before, when you were standing like, I don't know, like 6 months ago or like 5 weeks ago, you could have been like, how is this ever going to work out? And now you're seeing something work out and you're like, oh, like I didn't think that it could, or I doubted, and now I'm seeing that it works out. So like, why do I do that to myself in the first place if it's going to work out? You just might like cut out that middleman of the Five of Pentacles, where you don't have to take on that concern because things are working out. It's like a step that you don't have to take. You can just skip right over it. Like, that doesn't have to be part of your process. Yeah, I feel like this is about you getting what you need. Either like giving what needs to be given or getting what you need. And it can be both of those things too. Like, am I going to be able to show up and have what's needed from me? And also too, like if I'm showing up and giving and a part of something, will I also get what I need? I'm getting confirmation of this. You can even be seeing how I feel like this Five of Pentacles, what can be happening is that you could have felt like maybe there were things that you needed that you were trying to like put off. And I'm not talking about anything like crazy extravagant. I'm just talking about like more so coming from a place of like more basic stuff that you needed. You find out that when you are willing to be flexible and to just try to meet your needs as best as possible, that what you need ends up flowing to you and that you're not left without. This is reminding me of a dream that I had like a few years ago. In my dream, there was like some type of concern about food and running out of food and needing to like save it and needing to keep it. And it was specifically about bananas, which like represented, I'm sure, like resources in some type of way. And like only like trying to preserve it as much as possible, but then being in my dream, but then being like I should be eating right now, or like I need something right now. And like in the dream, basically the lesson was that like by sort of holding off and not like meeting my needs in some type of way that was necessary to me, like no matter how much I ended up indulging in the bananas, like there would always be more of them left. Like that was basically the thing of the dream, was that you don't need to like put off these things that you need from a place of like things being a necessity. Because what happened in the dream was that I thought that there was only like one banana left, and so I was like, I don't have any other choice, like I have to have it now. And then I did, and then when I looked back down, like a bunch more bananas were there. It was like never running out of it. So I wonder too if this is something about thinking that something is going to run out, or you're not going to have enough of something, or that like something isn't going to work out. And it has to do with like what you need to be pursuing your path currently, like what is necessary for you to keep these things going, when you know that you're aligned and this is the path. And so of course things have to work out. There's no other way that it can be when you're on your path. It will always work out. And so I wonder if this is something like that you're going through, where you could have like been holding something back a little bit, and then I don't know if you were like forced to enter into something where you were giving or expending in some type of way, and then you see that it comes back to you, that you didn't just lose that thing, and that you still always are going to have enough, like it's not running out. And you could have been like really even concerned. When we have that Ace of Swords and we have that Five of Pentacles, that is a real feeling that we experience. Like, I don't know how things could possibly work out in this situation. Like, is it really going to be okay? These are such challenging circumstances to be within because of like, what if, but from this like fear space. And then things work out, and then things are fine, and then things are okay, and then you end up succeeding out of these circumstances that can feel very adverse. And it does feel like overcoming adversity in some type of way with the Five of Pentacles as well. But I do believe that this has to do with a mindset that's projected onto the current circumstances, where there is a lack of faith, and then things end up working out for you, and then you're like, oh, I had nothing to worry about. Like, look, things worked out. And you'll keep seeing that again and again and again. It's like that worry about the exchange, like, am I going to get what I need? And then that Six of Pentacles being there, giving you what you need. This is like the lack, and then this is that everything is balanced again. The equation is balanced. Like, you're not going to be left in like some type of deficit. When it is your path, you won't be in a deficit. It doesn't work like that. The cosmic law does not work like that. So maybe too that this is also you tapping into something where like you're connecting with more like faith-based and like energetic understanding of how the universe works beyond just these like 3D laws, like tapping into something deeper. And for those of you that you have something bigger going on right now, where there can be a bigger concern about how things are going to work out, pay attention to how everything keeps working out for you. I'm seeing that you're going to have a very big win. Some of you, it's not time for this to happen yet, but when it needs to be there, because this can be something that's happening a little bit later down the line, that you can be feeling concerned about right now, things are very much going to be working out for you. You have nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. So you'll see little things are working out for you. This feels like something bigger that's going to be happening. You can be worried about it now. Something that has to do with things a little bit later down the line. Things are going to work out, you're going to see. Allow yourself to move and flow with the energy. You don't need to like hold yourself back. You can move into this confidently if you want to. I mean, you can move into this unconfidently if you want to, but like by all means, if you want to confidently move through this, go for it. Things are definitely going to work out with this Six of Wands and the Three of Wands. You will see. You will continuously see. I do feel like this is going to be a bigger thing that you see work out for you though. And something that can be, when there's something bigger that's working out or something bigger that's happening, there can be like a bigger concern as well of like whether that will be the case or not. And so it looks like something like that's going on. But like take a look back at the history and see how things have worked out for you when they needed to. Like when you needed that, haven't things worked out? And that's exactly what you're going to see again. I do feel like this is a like hold tight. You don't need to give up on anything. You're gonna see like it's like every time you need safe passage, you see a wall and you're just told to go in that direction anyway, and you do, and as soon as you get there it moves for you, and you will keep seeing that happening every time. So you don't need to be concerned. You don't need to be concerned at all. You'll be very happy with the way that things turn out. I'm seeing that something is going to get locked in. It's not time for it to happen yet. Stuff is still falling into place, but something is going to get locked in. And then it's going to stay sort of bearing fruit for you, or it's going to stay sort of meeting something that you need. And you'll be able to like keep it stable when it gets to that point. That's what I'm seeing. I do feel like this is telling you that like this plan that you have, or these steps that you're taking, this stuff that you're doing, you do not need to let go. Four of Pentacles is saying that you be as flexible as you can, and you also hold on to the stuff that's important to you. You don't need to give it up, and that you will be successful. leading to into the Six of Wands, that this will prove successful for you. Even though you can look at it and be like, you could feel like the odds are against you in some type of way, you'll see that it's going to work out for you. So this reading is like caps at 5 days, but what I'm seeing is that the thing that's going to be happening later down the line can definitely be beyond 5 days, because this looks like something that may be like a little bit in the future. I don't know how far away, but this looks like something that will feel like a bigger deal to you. But on the way, you'll keep seeing, it feels like you keep having to arrive at these different places, and then you get passage through, but there's like a bigger destination that you're getting to, and you're very much on track for that. And this feels like you getting comfort of like, you don't need to reserve things to the point where you're not getting what you need. Like, make sure that you are doing what you need, and you will see that stuff always will fall into place. You're not going to be without what you need. And that also too, just want to clarify, just because it's necessary. This doesn't mean you're sitting around and doing nothing and like everything will come to you, but like who knows, maybe it will. But this is more so like you have your stuff that you're doing, like you continue with your stuff that you're doing, and you will also see that what you need is there. Because like effort is needed here with Two of Wands. It shows that there needs to be a like keeping your head sort of present to this, what's going on in your efforts and your will most of all. This system of you being provided with what you need, I'm seeing it be something that feels, even though it may not always be super ideal, and I'm seeing you move into a space where it feels like there's going to be a bit more flow with things, where there's like more incoming stuff for you. What I'm also seeing too is that the essence of this law, when it comes to you having what you need, I'm seeing that as being untouchable with the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. It feels like I feel focused on the lotus flower, and when I think about that, I think of like in any circumstance, even the muddiest of waters, how it's able to blossom and bloom. So regardless of the circumstance, that you'll like have what you need to sort of show up and do what needs to be done. And that Four of Pentacles feels like that notion being locked in, like that law being locked in. That there's never going to be that like not having what you need there, and this being something that's going to be maybe incorporated into your belief systems. And then it can take away some of the stress for you. I think too that this is about like you keep making your plans and you keep taking the steps even when you're like, I don't know how this could possibly work, but this is the plan, so gotta do it. And you'll see that you get safe passage, that the things open up for you. And that's what your guides are encouraging you to do. Like, keep doing your stuff. You'll see that it works out. Okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.